Wants to Know with Arnab Goswami, presented by Imami Fair and Handsome, powered by Ravin.
My guest today on The Nation Wants to Know has been at the center of a media storm more intensely over the last 1 week, but in many ways over the last 3 to 4 years. He's caused an absolute sensation by calling himself a victim of stalking. Hrithik Roshan has never spoken out before this. The nation is now divided on who's right. The nation wants to know why he's coming out to speak today. As far as celeb battles go, there has been nothing more intense, more polarizing than what's been going on in the last 1 week. I greatly appreciate Hrithik Roshan. You're joining me on The Nation Wants to Know today. Hrithik, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Hrithik, the nation wants to know first, why are you here? You haven't been speaking for the last 3 or 4 years. It's only now that you've given out your perspective. What has made you come out and face the cameras today, Hrithik?
Well, first of all, I just want to say that I'm not a victim, as you just said. I know it's a word that went with that sentence, but I don't consider myself a victim. I don't think anything that can happen in my life will make me think that way about myself. Just wanted to clear that up first.
A subject of stalking, perhaps, rather than a victim of stalking.
I know, and I've always known that whatever I say can and will be used against me, maybe because of who I am, I don't know. And I have to be honest that I am very, very uncomfortable right now. I am not a person who likes to confront. I'm not a confrontational person. I've never had a single fight in my life, neither with a man or with a girl. Even in my divorce, there was no fight. I ask myself a simple question every single time. What's the shortest route to peace? I get my answer and I follow. I also know that there is absolutely no grace in what I'm doing right now. There is no grace in sitting here and testifying for my character and making myself sound right and good and true, and by implication making somebody else be wrong. I don't think that's graceful. I was also very, very afraid. I've been afraid that my words would be misconstrued. If I come across as strong, they might turn me as aggressive. If I might show some emotion, they might term me as weak. If I may sound vulnerable, they'll say, oh, maybe he's looking for sympathy. The list goes on. It has been very confusing. It's been a dilemma in my head. But, if I'm walking down the street and a person abuses me, dignified, stronger thing to do is to keep walking. He doesn't affect my life. But if that person starts hurtling stones into my home and affects the well-being of me and my family, then that silence is no longer strength. That silence then becomes weakness. And it's been 4 years. I think I've had enough.
So you're telling me that one of the reasons you're speaking out today is because you think that your silence will be seen as cowardice?
I am coming without any preconceived, I've just had enough. I need to say what I want to say.
Enough of what?
Enough of, I don't know what word to choose. I cannot describe it. I realize that I have been pretending because I have to live up to this this star thing of mine that I got to look confident, I got to, be cool and be okay and not give any attention to something that is not important. After a while, I realized that I was pretending. It was affecting me. It was affecting my sense of community. It was affecting my sense of well-being. And I said, now I'm pretending. That's not being a hero. That's not strength. It's fake. I had to do something about this. It's about time.
When was the snap out moment? When did you...
Oh, lots of times. I've had a lot of these moments when I said, that's it. I have to say my truth.
But
and people stopped me.
But you held back.
I don't want to blame it on the people, but I was advised to stop because, when you're not in... this probably is the only situation that has had the ability to shift my center. Mm-hmm. I'm usually I'd like to believe I'm very stable. But in that state of mind, to come out and talk was not advisable. Mm-hmm. So it's not that I'm totally comfortable right now, but one has to grow and realize that some things just need to be done.
So, Hrithik, we'll go into some granular details. We'll go through the details. We'll go through the timeline. First of all, I want to tell you to not, you say you frankly, and I appreciate the fact that you're being frank enough with me and saying you're not feeling comfortable right now.
Yeah.
I'm very happy because there are many because there are many politicians who are actually not comfortable sitting in front of me, but who pretend that they are comfortable. So listen here. There are others who pretend. Let's talk, Hrithik.
Yeah. Also,
let's go back.
There's also
you don't need to explain beyond a point. People know.
That's true.
Hrithik, people watching this program will know. I believe TV is a transparent medium.
People are afraid to be vulnerable. I had to come to terms with my own vulnerability. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was afraid, and now I am not going to be afraid of that. I am going to allow my mind and my heart to say what it wants to say and allow the pieces to fall where they may. If in my language or my words, if I hurt somebody's sentiments, I would like to apologize right now because...
Okay. But let's talk straight.
Yeah.
When did you first meet Kangana?
Probably 2009, 2008, when we started to shoot for Kites.
Right. And to cut the chase, in 2009, when you were shooting for Kites, Kangana's close friend in an article that has since gone viral said that you both, quote unquote, found solace in each other's company and became good friends. So, Hrithik, what happened?
We did not become good friends. I was very, very, not just through Kites, but through Krish 3 as well. I found her to be extremely, extremely professional, to the extent where I was really, really proud of her. I mean, she came with her dialogues, with enough preparation, whether it was a stunt or a scene. She was just giving that camera everything that she had. And these were for my movies. Some actor giving so much to my film, I mean, it's more than I can ask. It's the most important thing in my in my work. I was extremely proud of her, and I think I must have mentioned that to her a lot of times. She even told me that she was very inspired by me when she was about 8 years old, and 8 or 9 years old, and she saw my picture in some newspaper when she was in Manali, and said that she was inspired by me and wanted to be an actor because of me. And
being inspired is one thing, being in love is another.
I'm just saying what I know. So she said, and I took that as a compliment. And the other exchanges that we had were about, she had an issue with her language. She was trying to learn how to speak better. And I'm coming from a place where language has been a problem for me as well. So I used to tell her my stories, and that used to kind of empower her more. So we've had such exchanges, and all through the workings of both these films.
So what is this business of finding solace in each other's company? Which seems to me a suggestion of a romance.
Yeah, I have no idea. You'll have to ask her friend.
I don't know who the friend is.
Whoever's
numerous anonymous friends. In 2011, Kangana signed Krish 3 with you. She had gone on to say in a recent interview that you pleaded with her to sign Krish 3 for 6 months. Is this true?
Well, my father had an idea about the casting of this this character, and he approached Kangana, and she had a feeling that maybe her role will not eventually, it might get cut off because she's not like the lead. And that took some convincing, where my father then gave her an entire narration of the entire film and explained to her how important that character was.